Melissa.
Here now,
Thanks.
Guy Benson, townhall.com political editor, and Fox News contributor Sabrina Schaefer of the Independent Women's Forum, and Steve Murphy, Democratic strategist. Let's get right to it. Guy Benson, seems like Trump's got the momentum right now. Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah, and I think what we've seen, Melissa, over the last few weeks is that Hillary Clinton's scandals on the Clinton Foundation and her emails, which are interconnected, of course, are taking a toll on her candidacy and her standing in the race. What's significant about the new CNN poll that has Trump ahead by 2 points in a four-way race is that even in the tightening that we've experienced over the last, let's say, 10 to 14 days, what we've mostly seen is Hillary's numbers eroding and coming down, but Trump trucking right along in the high 30s, low 40s, not budging. The CNN poll shows him actually climbing into the mid-40s and overtaking her. So if that's not an outlier, if that's a trend, that is significant.
Sabrina, he is breaking through that ceiling. I mean, that had been the talking point on the left last week, was that, yes, you know, she's dropping, but he's sitting at that ceiling and he can't get above it. He's done it now in this latest poll. Do you think that there's momentum there? Will he keep going? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure that there is momentum yet. I think that we have to be realistic that, you know, historically the general election starts in earnest after the Labor Day weekend. So we're really just getting into this final stretch of the political season. There's a lot of sort of uncertainties for Trump. For instance, you know, at his worst, he's been down 8 to 10 points, and at his best, he's been tied. This seems a little bit of an anomaly. And also, we have to really look at how these different polls are considering voters. This particular CNN poll that has him ahead says they're looking at likely voters. I suspect, though, that they are not including independents the same way that other polls are, because they have almost 90% of Republicans who are supporting Trump. Some of these numbers just don't seem...
Okay, let's let Steve in, because Steve, I mean, I think one thing, I was drilling down on these numbers more closely, and one thing that I found very surprising was she brought up the idea of independents, and when you put in a four-way race, that hurts Hillary Clinton. You have people going over and voting for Gary Johnson, who you would think would have almost nothing in common with Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, but they're coming over to him from her, and it hurts her. Isn't that surprising to you?
No, I don't. Look, first of all, the basic structure, no, I don't. It's not surprising to me. The basic structure of the race doesn't change when you go from a two-point race to a two-person race to a four-person race. Not at all.
It does. He gets further ahead.
Maintains the... no, well, actually, no, because they changed their methodology.
I'm looking at the numbers. No, I'm looking at the numbers.
Excuse me. They changed their methodology. 4 years ago, they had Romney ahead throughout the entire general election.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, he was never ahead. He was behind by the same amount this whole way into the close. Guy, would it be is it surprising to you that
in this poll? You're wrong.
I'm correct. I watched this the whole way last time around. Romney was never ahead once we got into the close here. Guy, does it surprise you that you would see voters for the other two candidates come from Hillary Clinton as opposed to Donald Trump?
Not on the Jill Stein front, who's farther left than Hillary Clinton, but Gary Johnson. Yeah, he's an interesting sort of maverick or sort of card in this race, because I interviewed him for Town Hall last week, and there are a lot of things that he believes that are much more appealing to conservatives and Republicans, but on the other hand, he has enough, I think, on social issues and the way that he approaches some of these questions that maybe disaffected, left-leaning folks might be willing to give him a shot, particularly if they're disaffected and unhappy with both of the two major candidates in the race, Hillary and Trump, which is a heck of a lot of voters this year.
Yeah, I was just surprised to see people who like Bernie Sanders, who's quintessential big government, go for Gary Johnson, who's a libertarian and by definition is no government. It seems totally opposite, but I understand your point. They make sense. Guys, thank you. We'll have more in a bit. David.
Ooh, that was a good one. Well, more than 80 retired generals and admirals are standing up for Donald Trump. Hear why they believe Trump is the best fit for commander-in-chief.
Plus, exclusive emails obtained by Fox News suggesting the Clinton team manipulated the 2013 Benghazi hearing. Has the controversy just begun on that one?
She has done a horrible job communicating. She's tried to address the emails as a standalone issue when really the question is, how did she deal with classified information on a day-to-day basis?
When it comes to health care, seconds can mean the difference between life and death.
For Partners in Health, time is life. We have 18,000 people around the world. The Microsoft Cloud helps our entire staff stay connected and work together in real time to help those that need it.
The ability to collaborate changes how we work.